good day to stay on. Now's your chance. Arsenal City!
Hey, what is going on, guys? Jack Reeve, Talk Norwich City here, back for another video. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Thank you so much for your support on the last few videos, and also a massive thank you to FansBet, the main sponsors of Talk Norwich City. They are doing loads and loads of stuff for the World Cup. In the next couple of days, I'm actually going to be doing some World Cup content. Head over to their link to the description. If you place any bets, FansBet is your place, and also a big fantasy football tournament where you can grab up to £25,000. It's free to enter, links in the descriptions below. But today, I'm here to talk about Aston Villa's situation. And look, this is bound to throw up some questions. This is bound to throw up some debate. I welcome any debate down in the comments section below. Basically, what I wanted to talk about was the absolute state that Aston Villa's finances now look. And I think this could have very easily been us if it wasn't for the cost-cutting expedition that Stuart Webber went on alongside Daniel Farke. Yes, it meant a below-average season last season, but hopefully it will improve in time, and at least we've got a bit of sustainability at the club. So what is the problem with Aston Villa then? Well, they're being bankrolled essentially by Dr. Tony, a Chinese billionaire, I think he is. And money has been coming out of China, going into Aston Villa to basically keep them afloat. They put a lot of money in to try and get promoted last season. I'm just going to read you a few of the wages that they were paying. They were paying Ross McCormack £40,000 a week. They were paying former Norwich City player Henry Lansbury £40,000 a week. They were paying the 20-year-old James Bree £23,000 a week, and Jonathan Kodja £35,000 a week. Now that wouldn't look too amiss in the Premier League, let alone the Championship. And they are the kind of wages that we were paying the likes of Stephen Naismith, Kyle Lafferty, and players like that when we were in the Premier League. Probably the likes of Naismith and the likes of maybe Jarvis are on a similar kind of wage to them, but it will probably be lower. The thing with Aston Villa is there were so many players on that type of money, as well as that the transfer fees that they were paying was a lot of money. Now, basically, how I believe it, if there's any Aston Villa fans out there better informed than me, then please do feel free to comment how this situation has come about in the comments section below. But I've been reading a lot of the Villa View stuff, Matty Lynch, who I'm good friends with, and essentially the money that they're making a massive loss per month, a massive loss. And the money that was coming out of China from Dr. Tony to fill this basic loss hole is being stopped. The Chinese government, various rules means that that's being stopped. Now, essentially what that means is Aston Villa have fallen behind on their tax bill. They had a £4 million tax bill that was unpaid. HMRC, HM Revenue and Customs, weren't happy about that. Obviously, if you don't pay your tax, they're going to be on your back. There was talks of a winding up order, Aston Villa having to enter administration. Now, apparently, for the short term, that's been sorted, and Aston Villa won't be going into administration. I think that's a good thing. Aston Villa are a historic club. We can't be losing a club like that. But that certainly doesn't patch up the long-term issue. They've still got players are contracted here on big money. They've still got to pay £30 million out in transfer fees that are being done in instalments. Now, that certainly isn't a rarity. I think every club pretty much pays transfer fees and receives transfer fees in chunks, in instalments, like some people pay on their car in finance. They pay a monthly fee, similar to football fees. Now, basically, Aston Villa, to make it very simple, to take out HMRC, to take out the Chinese government, they've paid too much and they're not receiving enough money. Now, parachute payments help. They don't help fully. We know that better than any club, that if you're paying out too much money and you're not getting the results on the pitch, essentially you're going to go down the drain very quickly. And Norwich City had to rectify that by letting go of Johnny House and by letting go of Murphy. We're going to be letting go of James Maddison this summer because we need that money to, one, fill up the gap that has been left because of these terrible contracts that we've negotiated, and two, to keep the long-term sustainability of this football club. Now, this whole Aston Villa thing has thrown up the argument, well, is foreign ownership a good thing? We've seen it work for some clubs fantastically well. For other clubs, you look at Aston Villa, the latest example, not working so well. Now, Dr. Tony, I think, is actually a fairly decent owner. It seems like he loves the club, and he was putting a lot of money in to the football club. He's been kind of screwed over a little bit by Chinese laws. Was he misinformed? Probably, but I think his heart is there. I think his heart is in the right place. You have other owners who are simply in it for all the wrong reasons. Now, Norwich City, I think, will be in this argument for a long time coming. I can't see Delia and Michael Wynne-Jones selling up anytime soon and handing over the reins to another company. Norwich City need money in order to progress. We could progress. We could go up under this current model, a self-sustainable model. It seems unlikely. There's a lot of money in the Championship now. Does foreign ownership work? Well, it's risky. I think the word foreign ownership maybe isn't the right idea. External investment, external ownership is probably the right way of putting it. You know, I don't really care if we get millionaires, billionaires invest from Martham or whether they're from Morocco, as long as their heart is in the right place, as long as their head is screwed on, investment is good. It just throws up this argument once again, and it's an incredibly risky road to go down, because Aston Villa are now in a situation, maybe not so serious as it was first reported a few days ago. They might not have a club left, let alone a League One club or a League Two club. So, look, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. But just be very careful when you're throwing out, these wants and needs that Delia Smith maybe can't fulfill. It sometimes isn't always greener on the other side. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this whole situation at Aston Villa. I'd love to know any Aston Villa fans' thoughts. If you've somehow stumbled across this video, what is going on at your football club? What has been the problem? What has caused this issue? And Norwich City fans, are you just incredibly frustrated at me for throwing this argument out there? Do you still want to see new owners come in and invest money in and take away this self-sustainable model that has now been in place for a year or so? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Fans bet as well. Links in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.